What if your next colleague never blinks, never gets tired, never calls in sick, and yet it depends on you to stay alive? Sounds impressive. Maybe a little creepy, but this is the candidate that companies are hiring right now. It can memorize your systems instantly. It can analyze more data in a second than your entire team could in a year. But here's the uncanny part. Without your creativity, your ethics, and your judgment, it becomes dangerous. And this is where the idea of uncanny valley comes in. It's that uneasy feeling when we see something that looks almost human, but not quite. A robot that smiles a little too long. A voice assistant that tries to sound empathetic, but makes us shiver instead. We can marvel at its capabilities, but the moment it strays too far from human, we recoil. And the same risk is here with AI at work. If we chase efficiency and forget human, we fall into that uncanny valley. If we keep humanity at the center, then we rise above it. Now, I know the fear that people have. AI is going to take our jobs. I see it in the headlines, hear it in the boardrooms, even at my family dinner table. And yes, AI will take jobs, but not the way that you think. Here's the uncomfortable truth. AI isn't coming for every job. It's coming for the jobs of people who refuse to use it. That truth is hard. It makes us squirm, but it also gives us agency. And we've been here before. When the printing press arrived, scribes panicked, and they were right. That job disappeared. But publishing, journalism, teaching, entire industries were born. When electricity spread, factories replaced manual workers. But it gave us something else, the simple gift of an evening dinner, time to study, connect, dream. When the internet arrived, some storefronts closed, but e-commerce, cybersecurity, logistics, digital marketing, none of these things existed before. So every breakthrough destroyed something, but every breakthrough created even more. The question is not if jobs will change, it's who will adapt. But let's be clear about AI's limits. It struggles with judgment. There's a famous thought experiment about a self-driving car. Should it protect an elderly person or a baby in a split-second crash? Some cultures would protect the elderly as a sign of respect. Others would protect a child as a sign of the future. And there's no single right answer. It's not a calculation. That's culture. That's human. And if we let AI drift too far into one of those decisions, we lose our values in that uncanny valley. So the real opportunity is not human or machine, it's human and machine. AI brings speed and scale. We bring ethics, empathy, and meaning. And together we become superhuman. But let's get personal. How do we start to prepare for this? At my company, we had a choice. Wait for the perfect AI playbook or start before we felt ready. If we waited, we'd still be in committee today. So we leaned into one of our core values, ownership, which we describe as that we are a gym, not a spa. A spa makes you feel good right away. A gym makes you sweat, stumble, build strength over time. AI is a gym. Nobody opens up ChatGPT once and walks out transformed. It takes practice, repetition, and yes, a little embarrassment. And I'll give you an example. In our first AI committee meeting, everyone showed up excited, but it was chaos. We chased shiny tools, and no one knew how to prioritize. And we ended up leaving with more questions than answers. Honestly, it was a flop. But that failure mattered because it meant we started something. From there, we built weekly micro-training sessions, 15 minutes each. How to prompt, how to summarize, how to generate visuals. In one session, a teammate used AI to coach themselves through a messy sales call, and instantly you could feel the room shift. We built an AI community, a place where wins and failures were shared side by side. No hiding. One person automated a task, saved hours. Another broke something, but both became lessons for our team. We launched certifications to grow orchestrators, not just users. We held hackathons, fun, messy, competitive. One project automated course creation, saving dozens of hours each week. And none of this was glossy, it was grassroots. It was very human, but it gave our people confidence and momentum. And that's where this matters because fatigue is real. Everyone knows AI is important, but very few know where to start. And if you wait for certainty, you'll wait for a long time. If you start small, you build strength before it's too late. And here's where I believe we're headed. The traditional org chart, that pyramid we all grew up with, is breaking. In the future, every business will revolve around 4 offices: revenue, talent, operations, and innovation. In revenue, AI will supercharge personalization and reach in sales and marketing, customer success. And the talent office, which I call people, culture, and HR, humans hold the soul, AI brings scale and insight. And the backbone in any business is operations, finance, process, delivery. One leader today plus AI can manage what used to take 30. And innovation is the lab of the company, the playground, where experimentation becomes capability. And inside these offices, the future belongs to the orchestrators, not the narrowest specialist, but the connectors, the people who know enough across domains to pull humans and machines together. Think about it. We don't need more people buried in pivot tables. AI can do that in seconds. We need people who can ask, why are we still buried in these pivot tables? And that shift from doer to orchestrator, that's the leadership skill of the next decade. And here's the paradox. The more we invite machines into our work, the more we must become human. AI can draft the report, but only a person can make you feel heard. AI can screen resumes, but only a person can see potential where others see none. One of our teammates saved hours automating a repetitive task, but the real story wasn't the efficiency gained, it was what they did with their time, mentoring younger colleagues. AI created speed, humanity created impact. And that's the tightrope that we walk. Lean in too far on the machines, and we fall into that uncanny valley. Stay grounded in humanity, and we rise above it. So let me leave you with this. AI is not the enemy of work. It might actually be the thing that finally frees us for meaningful work. But expectations will rise whether your company invests in you or not, which means the responsibility is yours. So don't wait for your company to figure this out, and don't wait for the perfect AI policy, and don't wait until you feel ready, because AI won't wait for you. Learn the tools, build the muscle, become the orchestrator in your world, because AI won't take your job, but a human who knows how to use AI will. And for those of you that lead, the responsibility doubles. Because our next great challenge isn't how we adapt individually, it's how we build teams that include people and machines. Because your next hire isn't human, it's superhuman. Thank you.